Hey, Andrew.
Hey, Alex.
We're back here again.
Once again, this is Brains on the Outside, a podcast about celebrating creativity through ridiculous business ideas.
Each Monday, we pitch fun, fantastical, and weird businesses to make our ordinary lives more extraordinary.
Yes, we do. We take our listeners' problems and imagine incredible new products and services that'll help them out of their pickle and hopefully make the world a slightly better place.
What if, for example, we could fix your customer acquisition problems by staging a miracle in your place of business? Or how about fixing all of your cybersecurity issues by reverting to a pre-digital age?
Innovative and ridiculous ideas.
I believe we truly are Garfield's favorite business ideas podcast.
Oh, I do love that. And it's Monday.
It's Monday.
It's Monday,
It's
yeah.
Monday, man. We should do a whole Garfield-based episode one day.
I would love that.
That'd be so good. Anyway, what are we doing this week, Andrew?
Well, this week is, once again, slightly going against our normal, regular scheduled methods, and we are using some invention dice to come up with some other ideas.
Yeah, so we're going to go back into throwing these dice, these magical dice that are covered in lots of different aspects or attributes of a thing, and we're going to come up with some crazy ideas off the back of it. Last time we did this, I had a really great time.
It was really fun. These dice have things like the material it's made out of, or who would use them, or the purpose of this item, and you combine all those together to come up with a crazy new invention.
I think it's very important that we just shout out Mike from Atomic Shrimp, who created, designed, invented these invention dice.
They are great. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Atomic Shrimp.
Yeah. I feel sure that we'll probably do more of these episodes in the future as well.
They're a very fun way of coming up with new ideas.
Should we roll the dice?
Yeah.
Okay. Electrically powered, edible, disposable mini vehicle for the public.
For the public.
For the public. My brain immediately went to Boris bikes. Or the scooters.
I went even smaller. I was imagining the scale of like a Hot Wheels car.
Ooh, that mini. Yeah, I'd forgotten about
Very,
mini.
very mini.
Yeah.
And you could also eat them.
Yeah. Or is it a riff on food tubes?
Mm-hmm.
And these are little tiny cars that travel around in public and just have food on the back of them.
Oh, okay. They're edible in the sense they would deliver you edible goods.
Yeah.
This is a food distribution service. Well, they don't even have to carry food because if the cars themselves are edible and taste something, maybe they just drive up to your house and you eat them. Yeah.
They're just driving everywhere.
Yeah,
you want to eat one, you just pick it up.
Pick them off the street.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
You don't need cupboards. All the food is just randomly driving about. There's some issues maybe of food hygiene. Is that an operational problem for us?
I feel like, maybe that's an operational
That's an operational problem.
I mean, maybe because it's disposable, right? Every one is shrink wrapped.
Oh, okay, yeah. You're walking around, bit peckish, off the pavement, little car, yeah.
Unwrap it,
Gloom.
throw the wheels away. Because that's the bit that's been on the ground. Okay, let's roll the dice. So we got here
a wind power, metal, underwater, portable family robot.
Underwater and wind power together. An interesting combination. I like the idea of something that's underwater but has a fucking thing sticking up out of the water.
A huge periscope thing. I think here we have the good building blocks to build your own personal aquarium in your house for your family with instead of having real animals, it's underwater robots. This means, you don't have to get an actual whale. We can just build you a whale. It's not very fucking portable, though.
What about an aquarium that always comes with you, so you can always be chilled out and looking at fish?
Oh, it's like in your car, you have a trailer, and there's just this huge aquarium with a trailer.
Well, I was thinking like a robot, a big robot that has an aquarium in its tummy.
Oh, okay,
and it just walks around after you, and the robot's wind powered, and it's walking around, and it's just like chilling out your family wherever you go. That's there.
Be very, very. Little thing on a little cap on its head with a little wind turbine on it spinning around.
Yeah,
it's fantastic. That does sound very chill, and you'd have a nice robot to help you out and crack jokes with. Yeah, and his little belly was a tuna.
I thought it would have to be a really big belly for it. Okay, so industrial, water-powered, metal, stealth, portable, art.
Do you know what the problem with a lot of art is?
I mean, I come up with a few. A lot of it's kind of boring.
Yeah, it's not industrial enough.
It's not. In what sense?
And like, it's all kind of fluffy and nice.
Okay, so you were more like manly,
Metallic
Metallic
kind
art.
of.
Okay.
Yeah, I want sort of more gritty.
gritty. Yeah.
Yeah, industrial bare metal, stuff like that
Yeah.
in my art, yeah. But there is a lot of art in the world.
Are you suggesting we retrofit old art to be more metallic and?
Maybe. Yeah. And we have a machine here that is for that. You walk into an art gallery, you pull it out, put a drop of water in it because it's powered by a fuel cell.
Yeah.
And then it goes around all of the pieces of art in the gallery, and it just starts to put
It fixes them.
girders in them.
Yeah. I mean, everyone is pretty familiar with the Mona Lisa.
Yeah.
It's, let's face it, bit old now. Everyone gets it. But
Yeah.
if she was sitting on a cool girder,
Wait. What about if we modified art on an industrial scale
okay.
and we just drew mustaches and glasses on every portrait in the world?
Okay.
And
yeah.
this was the machine that did that. You just walk in, you take it out, you put your drop of water in, and it runs off, and it's got a Sharpie, and it's just like, ew, 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 ew. and then you leave, and when you leave, every single face in the whole gallery now
Yeah.
has a different type of
Mustache.
mustache and a different pair of glasses drawn on it.
That would be very exciting.
It's like Jigglypuff, but for the real art.
Yeah. I like that element of the art changing,
Yeah.
like the evolution of it.
Yeah, there's that really famous case of like someone walking into an art gallery and completely destroying a piece of art as art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you imagining this is a performance art piece, or are you just being like a terror?
No, I think we're improving art.
Okay.
We're making more art from the art.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the art exists now.
And now we are version 2ing it.
Yeah, we're just version 2ing the art, but by and that actually what we're actually doing is pulling every piece of art in the whole world that has a portrait in it
Into one
piece of art.
That's the big art gallery, complex isn't going to like this, because this actually now means, there's a lot of art out there. I'm never going to be able to see all of the art in my lifetime. But if there now was one portrait, one mega portrait,
Yeah.
that all portraits fed into,
Yeah.
that'd be extremely useful for me as a viewer, a consumer of art.
It's like a virus for art. Like as we go from gallery to gallery doing this.
Yeah.
Every time we add an extra, it's spreading, and we just add an extra artworks to the art.
What if I then draw something? If I drew a picture right now,
Yeah.
that had a little mustache on it,
Yeah.
would you then have to come with your little portable water-powered metal stealth device and mustache it again?
Excellent question. Does it re-mustache already mustached artworks?
I think it shaves them.
I think it shaves them, and then so it really, really beautifully paints it out,
Yeah.
keeping completely in line with the artwork,
Mhm.
and then it Sharpies on a mustache. Yeah, there's a little bit of me that's like, those pictures that you get as a kid that have like, it's a picture of a bald face, and then it's got like a layer of iron filings on top of it,
Yeah.
and you use a magnet to,
Oh yeah.
like, you make every picture into that. Like, there's a metal, you're adding the iron filings into every picture at the bottom, so someone can come along with a magnet and just be like, well, I want the Mona Lisa to have this mustache.
The amazing, the first time that happened, that you walk in with an enormous magnet, and
Yeah.
just plant it right in the Mona Lisa.
Yeah.
That would be great to see everyone else being like, what the fuck?
And then all these iron filings are up,
Right.
and it's just like beautiful goatee on the Mona Lisa made out of iron filings.
See, no one's actually probably tried that on the Mona Lisa, so maybe that was the original intent of the artist.
Oh. Maybe that's why the background's unlevel, is because one side is actually just all iron filings waiting to be moved into place.
No one understands why it weighs 2.5 tons. But
Yeah, and they put it behind that glass, and now no one can try. Hey, the Louvre, if you're listening to this and you want us to try that out,
yeah, give us a call. They'll
Give
bring
us
a
a call.
magnet.
Andrew, have you ever wanted to get drunk but also been really hungry and cold at the same time?
A very specific problem.
Yeah. Has that ever happened to you?
It probably has, and at the time I probably didn't know what to do.
Well, to be honest, our ad today, it solves all three of those problems at once.
Amazing.
This is Super Hall. Alcoholic soup. And it's a subscription service. Like, you pay a monthly fee, a small monthly fee of £27 a month, and Superhol will send you 4 boxes of alcoholic soup every single week. It's a brand new product to the market, and they have worked with both sommeliers and mixologists, and also soup cooks,
Chefs. Yeah.
to create this amazing new set of products that sometimes, I mean, the boxes can sometimes be themed, or sometimes you might just get a random batch of different soups.
Do they taste like soup, or are they alcohol with the consistency of soup?
A little bit of both, to be honest. Sometimes it's like a thicker cocktail. Sometimes it's like a soup, but with a nice, delicious afterburn of booze.
Tastes a little bit like vodka, a little bit like chicken noodle.
Exactly. So I got one of these boxes last week, and it included a delicious ginestrone, and also a sex on the borscht. A margarita, tomato, and lentil. And they were delicious. I mean, I had one for lunch every day last week and suffered no ill effects.
Actually, how's your productivity afterwards?
It was really good. My creativity, my brain was nice and moist and on the outside for the whole of the afternoon.
It's a classy way to have a really boozy lunch, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It really is.
You're out of the club. It's 2 a.m. Now you can, sometimes you go home and you get chips on the way home. You don't have to anymore because you can ask for a shot of soup before you go.
It is. And do you know what? As a Brains on the Outside listener, you can, for the next couple of months, if you use our special code, you can, not only do you get 20% off, which is £5.40 off your
That's a lot.
off your monthly subscription, for your first 2 boxes. But they will also send you their new CBD infused test soup.
Yeah.
Minestrone. Minestrone.
This is great because usually what I've had to do is have like my joint and then also scoff a bowl of soup and then have all my whiskey, and the mixture not good. So having these all merged into one product, it's really great.
So subscribe today, superhall.com/boto, and get £5.40 off your next soup, and an experimental soup alongside.
Incredible. Now, if you are listening and you are a business owner with an ad, how could you get in contact?
I mean, the best way is definitely by email, brainsontheoutside@gmail.com.
Yep.
But you can also contact us on Twitter, BrainsOutside, on Instagram, BrainsOnTheOutside, and by carrier pigeon.
Wow.
If you really want to, yeah.
Again, amazing. If aside from ad ideas, what else are we looking for?
We're looking for problems, really, aren't we? We're looking for
problems
that people suffer in the world. If you want to send in a problem, we will create a business that will solve that problem. And then someone operational, could come and take that idea and actually turn it into something and probably become a gazillionaire.
Incredibly rich. I think it's important people know that we don't have any intention of making these businesses. So you can take anything we say in these episodes, public domain. It's all yours.
Yeah. Entirely your problem. If you get into trouble for it as well, it's also your problem.
But if you get super rich, we do expect you to
Yeah.
Maybe slide something our way.
Yeah, when our Patreon goes live, you can
Yeah.
you can back us a $5 a month or something.
That'd be really
Yeah,
useful.
that'd be great.
Should we throw some more dice?
Yeah, let's do it.
Manual disposable organic computer. It's quite a complicated thing. It's quite a good combination of stuff.
It not to have 2 June references in one episode.
Yeah.
But it is like the people from June who put their eyes up. A human computer.
A meat pewter.
A meat based computer.
A commeter. What about a plant that you grow
Right.
to solve a specific problem? Like, I mean like a computing problem.
So like you want to solve, I don't know, you have a search problem. So you grow a plant and then you just start selectively breeding them until this plant it looks like a solution. How do you imagine the plant's going to solve the...
No, I mean like I think like the plant grows
Mm-hmm.
and you prune it,
Right?
and like guide it in order to solve to give it the solution to a problem. I don't know, there's a whole thing about if you have a map of the UK and you grow like fungus in the main cities,
Mm-hmm.
the fungus will connect via routes that actually map the major motorways in the UK.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's more like I can see how you could work backwards and you get, where should I put my next road? So you get a very, very large scale model of the UK and start dropping fungus on it. Okay.
Yeah. So that, but on a home scale for the house. But I also really like this idea of something quite beautiful where you're growing multiple plants and they grow together and eventually come to some solution at the top. And then you solve that problem and you throw it away. But also the thing that's in my head, because it's the most incongruous thing, is spreadsheets. What is the organic equivalent of a spreadsheet?
It's such a batshit insane question as well. If all you had was a tree, how could you make Excel?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Or a plot of land. Or mushrooms, fungus, or animals. Mice.
I remember reading a scientific paper that was about, I don't know how they got funding for this, but they realized that if you have enough crabs, you can make a logic gate, like the binary, that the computers are made up of lots of little electronic gates that dictate how they work. And if you have enough crabs, you can make an AND gate. And their paper was, how many crabs do I need to have to make Doom? So I think there is the boring inside brainwave of, from first principles, can we use crabs to make Excel? But
Crabs in mazes, or rats in mazes,
yeah,
is really interesting as a thing. Ants.
the idea of having an enormous maze, like a crabs or rats in a maze, to act as effectively decision trees for your own decisions. Via the medium of maze, you have to teach the rat about this personal decision you have to make, and wherever the rat ends up that's how you make the decision.
Like a fucking Super Magic 8-Ball situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, that's really good.
So it's I don't know, you're trying to decide where are you going to go on holiday.
Yeah.
And you have this enormous maze, you put your hamster in it, and I was like, should I go somewhere hot or cold? So there's a door that's slightly warm and a door that's slightly cold, and the hamster might go through the cold door, and then it's like, okay, should I get there by boat or by air? There's a door that's slightly wet and a door that's slightly windy, and then the hamster makes that one. And eventually there's enough choices made that you can be like, okay, I need to go to Barbados on the 17th of November 2025, because that's where the hamster decided.
What about an ant farm? Like one of those ant farms that you get with the gel in it.
Yes.
And you just, with a whiteboard marker, you just mark out 4 regions on it.
Yeah.
As your different options. And then wherever the ants get to first.
Yeah.
Is you put...
Should I get an Xbox or PlayStation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like I'm thinking like, you know, if you go for a picnic and you put your picnic thing out and you've got all your stuff there, you've opened your picnic basket, you put your sandwiches and everything out, and the ants are just like coming in from the side.
Yeah.
We're gonna get some, you know, whatever. And whatever they pick up first off, that is the thing that you have to decide on.
Okay, yeah.
So you're like, oh, cake is Barbados.
Yeah.
Crisps
Ham
is
sandwich is...
where do they get to first?
I like this sort of like natural way of making decisions.
Ants are really good at optimization as well, aren't they? Like route optimization.
Yeah. I've seen Bugs Life and they really freak out about like leaves and stuff. So
What's the manual aspect of this? I'm still hung up in the back of my head on this fucking Excel that runs in a tree.
yeah.
What about, right, hold down, wait, hold tight, right? The thing that Excel and trees have in common
Right.
is counting.
Yeah.
You can cut a tree open and count
count the
how many
rings.
rings are in it. So is it, you can use a whole forest to represent an Excel spreadsheet
Yeah. You can encode numbers and data.
in the age of a tree. And this is a family thing because it's about like this spreadsheet is lasting you the whole of your family's existence.
Oh, yeah.
And you're counting stuff like every time you need to add some more data to the thing, you just fucking plant a new tree.
Get another tree in there. This is incredible. Like, computers are such like a huge drain on the environment.
Yeah.
This is going to fix that. Ooh. There's so many. There's the height of a tree. Like the style, like what like type of tree is it? Is it a birch? Is it an oak? How many trees you've got? You could put a whole spreadsheet in the ground, I think.
I think you could get, because you can get more data into a single cell than you can in a single Excel cell, because a single Excel cell can only have a number in it.
I love how did you just refer to a tree now as a cell in your database?
Yeah.
But do you imagine it's like, okay, I want to put 17, the number 17 in my cell.
Yeah.
Do I now have to go and grow a tree for 17 years? Then it's like, right, I can now shift it into my plot of land.
Well, you plant it in the cell and then wait 17 years.
Yeah. It's a long game, but it works because, you know, this is for your entire family existence.
Yeah.
You know? Getting the data out the tree, a bit more permanent than viewing an Excel spreadsheet. Like but you just have to be really committed to data gathering, you know?
Yeah, I think that's the world's biggest spreadsheet, and I kind of really love it a lot. I don't know what would you record in a spreadsheet that large?
What secrets does the Amazon rainforest hide from us?
Oh man, there's a whole separate question of like, if I interpreted any forest as a spreadsheet, what would I learn?
Oh man, there are probably books out there written by really off the rails people who are trying to answer that very question.
Maybe that's what people want us to know. Maybe that's what the ley lines are pointing to, man.
The truth of the forest.
The truth of the forest.
The truth of the forest.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What if you mapped anything as a spreadsheet? What if you took any data and anything and you put it into a spreadsheet?
Go on. Can you give me an example?
Like, what if you looked at the night sky,
right,
and you just broke it into a grid, and then you turn that data into an Excel spreadsheet?
There is something kind of wonderful about taking all the beauty and purity and soul of the human existence and dropping it into Microsoft Excel 1998.
Yeah. Any data, anything. Just put it in a spreadsheet. Record it for all time.
Put it in your tree.
I like the idea of that, like, if you have each cell is a tree, and the number of rings, the age of the tree is the value in the cell, but then the type of, like, the color of the leaves is also whether or not the cell is highlighted.
Conditional formatting based on the tree type.
Yeah, you put an acer in there.
Yeah.
It's a red cell.
Yeah.
You put a pine tree in there, that's a green cell.
I love this idea of, like, you have your big board meeting coming up. You need to know your company's finances. So you get on a plane, you fly to the forest, and then you're walking around the forest being like, oh shit, A7. we're screwed.
You really get some seasonality in there. Yeah. If you don't want to wait that long as well, you don't have to just use you could use like the branching mechanism of the tree.
Yeah.
Like the branches.
Could we, like, to combat seasonality, like, what about, like, plants I have in my house? Can I store data in them?
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe every tree is a decision tree.
Every forest is a random forest.
Yeah. And you just start, anytime you want to make a decision, you just start at the trunk.
Yeah.
And work your way up.
Is it, I guess there's a lot of ways to get up that tree. Is like, you get to branches and it's like, actually, what can I physically climb up? Or is it like, what branches or rings inside it?
I like what branches can I physically climb up is really good.
Can I actually physically get up this tree?
Yeah.
No. Well, I guess, you aren't filling your car full of petrol today. Like, that decision's been made for you.
It's so good. It's like the dice man, that guy who rolled the dice, made all his decisions based on the dice roll. But you just, every time you need to make a decision, you just find the nearest tree.
Yeah.
And you start at the bottom, and every time it branches, it splits. You divide that between the options.
Yeah.
All the way up until eventually you can't climb any further. And whatever branch you're standing on is the thing that you decide to do.
This is such a healthy way to live your life in a maybe not in a mental sense, but in a physical sense, you're going to be really fit.
You're also completely connected to nature at all points.
Every decision you make, you can't get closer to the influence of our Earth, our Gaia, than tree-based decision making.
Yeah, I've realized this says mini in the dice, which means we have to do exactly this, but with bonsai trees.
I actually really enjoy these dice episodes. It's a fun way of making these new ideas. It's a weird constraints to give you, right?
Yeah, I really like it. It's really good fun. I think some of our most creative ideas actually have come off the back of these things that we've been just doing totally live.
Yes.
And that one in the afternoon segment there, that we just put that in basically raw. We removed some of the silence from it, but that is our entire brain process from beginning to end. And I don't know. That seems crazy to me that we go from such a stupid thing up to spreadsheets made of trees.
Yeah, like I think sometimes I would have thought that it's almost contradictory to me that I thought I'd be more creative if I had total freedom, but it's like being railed in a little bit forces you to come up with more creative solutions, I think.
I think there's like a famous quote about that, about constraint being important for creativity. It's probably attributed to Einstein or Martin Luther King or something. Anyway, so we're back next Monday.
Yes, we are. Yeah. Every Monday, forever.
Every Monday, forever, until one of us dies.
Well, they will get someone else in.
Yeah. That sounds and looks exactly the same. So please send us your problems in.
Yes, it's so exciting when we get emails.
We do, and we get quite a few emails.
Yeah.
So brainsontheoutside@gmail.com, brainsontheoutside at Instagram, or brainsoutside on Twitter.
Yep.
Email is the best.
We love email.
Everyone uses email.
Long form ideas.
Yeah,
it's easier in an email, isn't it?
If you really want to, we can take a recording of you and put it into the show. If you're talking about your ideas, like we did in episode 12. And we love that sort of thing. Andrew, what else can people do for us?
I think maybe the best thing for us is if you post about us on Instagram or Twitter and tag us. It really, really helps us keep making the show if more and more people listen. And it's also just kind of makes me feel good getting tagged in things. So if you do tag us, we will shout you out on the show. We will tell everyone how great a person you are.
Yeah, fabulous. Wonderful. So that was that. That was the most recent episode of Garfield's favorite business ideas podcast. I've heard that from Garfield himself.
Wow.
It actually makes his Mondays better.
If you knew Garfield the way we know Garfield, that's a big deal for Garfield.
So until next week, Andrew, keep your brain on the outside, man.
Keep your brain on the outside.